Great to be back. Fiserv Forum. We got a little sign in the weight room that says the number of days until the next game. And in the off season, it just seems like so many days. And the guys are working, but they want that number to get smaller and smaller. And it's great to be in here for the opener. Obviously, a lot of new faces. It's great to have Sean back. He's really been through a long haul, and to work his way back has been huge. So awesome to have him on the floor. 13 kills is a program record. We really challenged our guys to convert when we were in the kill zone. We felt like we hadn't done a good enough job of that in our scrimmages. So 13 kills, that's a program record. We had 51 deflections, which is big. I think the biggest key in your first game is just making sure you get the order right. Your spirit, your energy have to come first. And then how you act, interact, and respond, who you are culturally has to come next. Then the defensive end, and then the offensive end. And I thought our guys did a nice job of getting the order right. We didn't know they were going to play 1-3-1 zone. Guys responded pretty well to that. Long way to go, but quick turnaround for us. We're excited about game 2.
And Jay was just in here talking about point guard you and all he's learned from you and Sean. What do you think of his debut tonight?
Well, I think I saw every striation of his quad muscle when he cramped up. He's a strong dude. He's been terrific in practice. He's really set a tone for our team in terms of the aggressiveness with which he plays on both ends of the floor. He had 11 deflections tonight, which is almost 1 per minute. But he's got so much that he's going to keep learning and so much room where he can grow. I'm glad we have him, though, because between him and Sean, we've got 2 of the fastest guys around, and that allows us to play at a great pace. Tonight actually wasn't quite the pace offensively we want to play at. I think the zone slowed us down in some ways, which is a credit to Albany. But I think having him and Sean consistently pushing the ball and putting pressure on the ball is a huge asset for us.
Zaid said that you came into this game just the intention of playing 12 guys in the first half. Just how nice is it for you as a coach to know that you're going into any game just being able to go that deep into your bench?
Yeah, I mean, there's pros and cons of depth. I think the way that we've built our roster, the way we've built our team, we have quite a few young guys, meaning freshmen and sophomores, that, let's be honest, their best basketball is ahead of them. But the way to get to that point of playing their best basketball, they need some game reps. They need some opportunity. We're not going to be able to play 12 guys every single game. It's challenging to have necessarily a set rotation when that's the case. But I do think it was important to me, 6 weeks of practice, every guy on our team worked and I thought earned the right to have an opportunity to get out there tonight in a game like tonight. Not every game's going to go that way. And I'm still trying to figure out, once the rotation does get a little shorter, who is going to be exactly in it. We, for the last few years, have had probably a more clear delineation after our top 5 or 6 guys. You got Chase Ross, who's, the best player on our team and a guy we're asking to do a lot of things. And you got a lot of guys after that are relatively close, which is good in a way. We just got to keep getting better in a lot of ways and figuring out what rotations make the right sense.
What was your strategy attacking that 1-3-1 trapping defense?
We did a few different things. I thought our guys did a nice job actually against it. Now, we missed some easy shots and some layups in the first half, but I thought our guys did a nice job. And particularly for, we really hadn't prepared for 1-3-1 other than, maybe, 5 or 10 minutes in practice, in the preseason, because Albany hadn't really shown 1-3-1. They showed 2-3. They showed 3-2. But I thought our guys did a nice job. Once, to answer your question, what our strategy was, once it became obvious that we could hit the zone, meaning ball screen the zone, and that Sean and NJ and Chase could create some penetration using those screens, that was our main strategy. And I thought our guys did a nice job. We were able to create a lot of high-quality looks. In the first half, we were shooting some threes when they were flying at us when all we needed to do was show them the basketball. So I told the guys, just relax. I know you want to shoot, but you got to show a shot fake when they're flying at you like crazy. And I thought we made a better adjustment in the second half and scored the ball much better.
You guys really, the threes weren't there for you, but you were able to get to the line, I think 39 times it was. Just what did you like about the way you guys were able to get to the line and maybe get some points there?
Yeah, we have good athleticism and length with our wings, and we have good quickness with our guards. So we really, really want to emphasize getting in the paint, drawing fouls, getting to the foul line. It's a huge key for us. Last year, we didn't do that nearly enough. As good as Cam was, he didn't get to the foul line a lot. He was so good at evading contact, and it worked for him. He was the best finisher in the last 10 years in college basketball. But the downside of it was we didn't get a lot of free throws with last year's group, and we're going to need more this year. I like our outside shooters. We didn't shoot the ball great tonight, but we're going to have some games where we shoot the ball really well. But when we don't, we got to get on the glass. And, we had 15 offensive rebounds tonight, but they had even more. So rebounding is a big area we got to keep working on.
What have you seen from Chase in becoming a top of the scouting report guy for the other team?
Yeah, we call that a first cup guy. He's in the first cup for us. He's really matured, man. He wants it. He wants that role. He wants the responsibility that comes from it. From previous years, he's had games where he's played that well to be considered that, but he's not been consistent with that. And so now we're asking for consistency from him. And first and foremost, the leadership that he brings to our team, the way he guides our guys culturally. Secondly, the focus that he brings to the defensive end. And then thirdly, the Swiss Army knife that he can be on the offensive end. So Wednesday's the first chance for him, with a quick turnaround to show, hey, I had 15, 5, and 5, played pretty well in my first game. There's things I can do better. There's things I can learn. I'm going to be just as locked in. I'm going to be just as focused. I'm going to be just as hungry. I think Chase in his basketball career has been such an unassuming guy, and we need him to be more like greedy in a good way, going after what we need him to do for this team. And so can't wait to be back here on Wednesday and see what he does.
You mentioned rebounding a couple minutes ago. Albany's top 3 rebounders were all guards. Is that something that concerns you?
No, I think overall, early in the year, it's a huge key to be quicker to the ball than the other team. And I thought there were several plays where Albany had the advantage with that. We'll get better there. I think, there was a lot of plays where the rebound was created by a breakdown before the shot, and then we were out of position and we didn't rotate as well as we needed to. Man, our guys were terrific on defense tonight, and if we take away second chance points, then it's maybe the best defensive game that we've ever had. They had 18 of those, and we still held them to 0.7 something points per possession, which is really, really good, and 13 kills. So definitely an area for growth. We were playing a lot of different lineups. I like the sturdiness that our forwards have shown in practice, but just to be completely honest, we need those guys to rebound more. Caden Hamilton's got to grab the ball more than he did tonight. Ben had some good rebounding numbers. Royce can rebound the ball better. We're going to have to do it by committee, too.
I was going to ask about the front court guys. How did you decide to mix and match those guys? I know you were excited about their versatility coming into the season.
Well, I think that, through the 6 weeks of practice, Caden has really earned being a starter. He didn't play as well tonight as he has in practice, which is often the case for a young guy in his first game. Ben and Royce were battling out for that other spot, and Ben has really played well the last 2-3 weeks. You know, he's shown more and more maturity. But those three guys, all three of them are guys we want to have in the game quite a bit. And Josh Clark is, you know, he's just young. You know, when he first came in here, nobody wanted him. And we said, yeah, come on up, man. Come in redshirt, and we'll help you get better. And I think you could see just in the minutes he had tonight, he's got some potential, you know, to really grow into something. But he's young. He's got 4 years of eligibility starting now. So you think about that, and he's already 240 pounds, you know, and him and Todd aren't stopping. You know, there's a lot more room there for growth. So we really got something on our hands with him and Sheik, with the future of our front court, if we can keep building those guys. And then obviously Caden and Royce, they've got a lot of time ahead of them too. Ben being the lone guy that's in his last year. So I think our front court is in a much better position than it was at this time last year, but we still got so far to go, and we need to be a tougher, sturdier team, obviously against bigger, stronger teams than we were tonight. That's it. Thanks. Thank you, guys.